What up, though? I'm BJ Bowman, formerly of Southern Playas, who made his song, the platinum hit song, Dickie Ride. Independent artist, record label, Bowman Records, actor, what else did I do it all? Host.
Everything.
Celebrity car wash.
Cause I saw big face. I saw my sister's face, so you need to,
Yeah, that's it. So what we got going on? We got questions, what we got?
Let's talk to them about registering the music, how important that is.
Very important. Anybody can get in the studio and make a song, but to register your music, first you need to make sure you got it copyrighted. Start with the copyrights, start with your pros, your performing rights organizations, your BMIs, your CSAC, your ASCAP, whoever you decide to affiliate yourself with. You want to get affiliated as a writer and as a publisher. Go ahead and spend that money, get that done. Make sure your copyrights are done from the time that you conceived the song. Once you got a song in your heart, your mind, put a title to it, record it, make sure it's copyrighted. The poor man's style is not really recognized like it used to be. Okay, when you can mail it to yourself, nah. Go ahead and do that thing online. Go to copyright.gov, Library of Congress, get your stuff copyrighted. You want to register your music with Song Trust, Sound Exchange. You want to do media base. Missing somebody. SoundScan. Yeah, you want to make sure you get all that registered with them. Of course, once you get your UPC code, your ISRC code, you can put that stuff in the BMI, ASCAP, whoever you're affiliated with, so that way all that stuff will register. Because if you don't get it BDS, your music playing, but you're not getting paid. It's not registered. Most radio stations, if they pull your stuff up, they can't pull it up, they can't find it because it's not registered right. Okay, so if you got music out here playing and it's not registered, you're not getting anything from it. So make sure you do those steps first. There's nothing wrong with letting your homeboys, your homegirls hear your music or whatever, and everybody's like, yo, that's the bomb, that's great. Being an artist is one aspect, but there's an admin part to it. The administrative part is do your paperwork. You want to get paid, make sure your paperwork is correct.
All right, so I did research for this today. So, since y'all ain't got questions for me, I'm gonna have questions for y'all. Since we artists, right? Always, in real life, let's say real life, when you go to work, you know how much you get paid, you know why you get paid, you know the guidelines of your job and why you get paid, because a lot of us holler, if they ask you to jump off the roof, it ain't in my job description. You see what I'm saying? We know how we get paid when we work somebody else's job. But chasing a dream, a lot of us don't know how to get paid chasing a dream. So I'm gonna ask y'all this as artists. I know the answer, but I'm gonna ask y'all. As a CEO, I'm supposed to know these things because I have artists under me that come to me with these questions. So as an artist, do you know how many different types of royalties you can make as an artist? How many? 6. Do you know the 6?
Writers, producing. Yeah, I got 2.
All right. When I said I did my research, I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Not only am I gonna give y'all the 6, but I'm gonna tell you how you get the 6. So a lot of people don't understand rapping, streaming. Yes, streaming is a royalty, but that's the smallest of your royalties. You get a fraction of a penny. So if you do the math on that, when you got a deal, you bring that fraction of a penny down with your record label. Then on top of that, your record label gonna get first deals, because if they put money into marketing that project or that record, they gotta get their money back first. So if they spending thousands of dollars on a single, you paying back fractions of a penny with a percentage of fraction of a penny. So you taking a percentage, paying back a smaller percentage. You're never gonna get out the hole. If you don't own your masters, a lot of artists always holler, I don't get my publishing. Well, if you in the red, you're not gonna get your publishing. You're not gonna get paid. It's the nature of the game. But if you get with somebody who let you keep your masters, they 50-50 with you. I always tell artists like this, if you get a blessed situation like that, I'm gonna match my label dollar for dollar. Whatever you put up, first of all, it's just the principle. If I got somebody who's willing to invest in my dream, why would I not invest in it? as a CEO, which I'm gonna get into these notes, but as a CEO, be honest with you, I'd rather work with an artist who rather put money in themselves, because then I feel comfortable putting money into them. But if you get the artist who always want the free route, hey man, I'm the hottest in the city. Okay, well why ain't nobody signed you yet? I don't care about how good you rap. This game about money, bro. You can play the broke game and get the broke end of the stick. But you can get a whack rapper who's willing to invest in himself, and then you wonder why he getting notarized and you ain't. It's because he invested in himself. You get in what you take out. You ever went to an ATM and didn't go to work or put no money in the bank account? You think you're gonna spit you something out? It's real spill. But I'm gonna give y'all the 6 types of royalties as an artist you can make. The first one is mechanical royalties. You generate those by digital streaming. They do it every time a copyrighted composition is released, physical or digitally. The second one is streaming royalties, which if you're an artist, you know what that is, digital key or whatever, the little fraction of a penny. That's that. Your neighborhood rights, y'all. Neighboring rights, y'all ever heard of that? Your neighboring rights is 2 types of copyrights when you start talking about neighboring rights, which a lot of people think copyright is only one way. No, it's 2 types of copyrights when you copyright a song. You got a composition copyright and a sound recording copyright. Most people only know about the sound recording copyright because they copyright the song and they send it off. But you also gotta copyright the composition, but I'm gonna break that down too because that's a whole nother set of royalties within itself. That's production. Right. Right. So public performance royalties. They're paid out to the copyright owner of the musical composition. That means the producer. Is played in commercial environments or performed in a commercial, so like a big show. Say if you're on tour with Beyonce and you're doing a stadium, arenas and shit, like stuff like that. Those are commercial arenas. You get paid not only for the show, but you get paid royalties on the back end because your music was actually performed in a commercial set. What's this? Oh, digital performing royalties. A lot of people don't know about this, but it's actually a U.S. rule that they don't have to pay you if the radio station isn't a terrestrial radio station. But digital radio, satellite, cable radio stations, they actually have to pay you. Only a radio station in a terrestrial area or radio station don't have to.
Like 96.2.
I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah. All right, and now I'm gonna break down to y'all how royalties are collected, percentages. Now I'm gonna give you numbers. I told you I did my research on that. 45% goes to a featured artist. So when you start talking about royalties to an artist, that 50-50 we be talking about, 45% go to the main artist. 5% go to non-featured. There's somebody in the background singing or something like that, they get 5%. So take it if you get somebody who featured on the song, you're gonna split that 45 with them. And then the other 5 still go to your background singers, things of that nature. So if you got 3 people on the track, that 45, you got split 3 ways. 50% goes to the owner of the masters. That's why masters are so important. Alone, the person who owns the masters gets 50% of the work. That's why labels are coming, giving you advances and taking your masters. Because we gonna pump it in the movies now, we get half of the work. You gonna get 45 for being the main artist, but the trick to that is this. If you in the red, you ain't even getting that 45%. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you still paying it back. All right, you got sync licensing. If you don't know sync licensing, if you get your stuff placed on movies, commercials, video games, whatever, sync licensing. And then, hold on, royalties and masters. All right, yeah, I wrote this note too, I guess it's important. Royalties on the master side are typically split between artists and labels. So again, that goes to that artist-label relationship. Backside, pretty much how the steps to it, artists, you create the music, the label and the artist, they contact the right personnel to get it placed, the music is played, the agencies collect the money through all those other agencies he was telling y'all about in the first step. Then, however your contract is set up is how the breakdown starts. But when an artist say they don't get their royalties, ASCAP sends the money directly to the artist. BMI sends the money directly to the artist. So, hint, hint. If you don't get that from ASCAP or BMI quarterly, you ain't registered right. If the person you on the song would say, yeah, I got my part, he didn't get yours, you need to be called somebody. So, music rights, Two types. Masters, copyright for the song owned by the artist or label. Composition, songwriters and music publishers own the copyright for the harmony, melody, and lyrics. Those are your producers. That are obtained with authentic and unique work with their work, so original work. Those are different types of ways you can get paid as an artist, different steps. So you can be a writer, you can be a rapper, whatever. Not only can you get paid up front, but there's more money on the back end if you play the game right. Them the notes I took. I'll probably come back to y'all in a second because it's something I actually want to ask the artist on some other stuff, but I'm gonna give everybody else a chance to speak.
So, let me ask a question. When do you think is a perfect time for you to have a manager? Anybody can answer that for me?
You got motion, basically. When you doing your own steps.
Basically when the money starts.
Not really.
People start talking money.
I think you should get a manager. Well, I don't necessarily say like when the money starts flowing, but when you see yourself in like a different type of position. Like even though like necessarily you might not be bringing in the income that you know you're supposed to bring in, but it's still like managers are more than just like money management. Like they teach you about like how to handle yourself in the public eye, like what different steps you should take, like how to control your mental health while you're in front of people's faces, or they can really like mold you and tell you what to do to get to that next point. Because it's about like, you have to find you a manager that sees potential in you that you don't see in yourself and can actually help you get to that point and create a plan for you.
That was good. But I heard someone say it over here. When you actually have something to manage is when you should actually get a manager. Some people mess up and they go out and they get a manager and don't have a movement. I say you got to create a movement for yourself in order for a manager to step in and help you direct that movement into a better place. Also, managers are not booking agents. You gotta get a booking agent to get you shows and stuff like that. I know some managers that do offer some type of, hey, I can get you on this show, I can get you on that show. But a manager's main basic thing is to make sure that artist's best interest is always kept in hand when it goes to negotiating at the table, when they're performing on the road, whatever, before they even hit the road, making sure their money is straight, making sure they're getting what they're worth. That manager is there for that artist's best interest. If you don't find a manager that doesn't have your best interest, you need to get a new one. But yeah, that's basically when the manager comes into play, is when you have something to manage.
I had a question. So what can people do to keep from getting taken advantage of by managers? Because like, you know, we all hear these stories about people getting like signing these horrible deals and like losing all their money. So like, for somebody who doesn't have any knowledge of what to do, what should they do so they don't?
Elaborate. Yeah. A manager should only make the maximum is 30%, but most managers take 20%. You know what I'm saying? If a manager asks you for more than 30%, tell him that you
I would research. I would say do your research. You gotta know who you're dealing with and who you're messing with in this industry. Some people, they're good. Some people, they talk that they're good. It's up to you.
Have an attorney look at your paperwork.
Yeah.
Okay, you get your paperwork, have an attorney look at it. It's plain and simple. Hey, that's it. Have him look at it, make sure it's in your best interest and not just the interest of the manager. Always look for something that's two-way where it's covering both of you.
Tell them what type of attorney.
Entertainment, yeah.
You want to look for an entertainment attorney, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also-
every lawyer that does not have that experience and that knowledge with looking at entertainment contracts in that business, so they're not familiar with it for real.
Also, I'm gonna give y'all a major key to the whole thing about a manager. Remember this, I don't care what your label is, a manager work for you. They're your employee. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like this. When you start talking about what type of manager, who to talk to, you find somebody who's gonna support your vision as an artist. When I started my label, I had people that try to give me their input on what would be good for my vision. If it wasn't good or what I saw for my vision, it didn't go. I'm the one that cut the check to make the money. So at the end of the day, what I say is final anyway. But you as an artist, your story starts with you. So who you pick as your personnel, it started with you. You made that decision. So if they wind up being not who they say they were, sometimes you gotta eat that bullet. But at the end of the day, the type of manager you pick with, you actually need more than one manager. But that, as you get into your career, you will start learning that. Start with one. The first manager you get should be the person that supports your vision, that has, like you said, your best interest. But it starts with you. You gotta know what your vision is first.
And also understand this, be a part of what's going on even though you do have a manager. All right, they can manage, but you need to know what's going on because it's your career, it's your music. That manager is there, yeah, to manage what you have going on, but you need to stay on top of that. And when the money really start rolling in, ask questions, research, when you get to that level, get you 2 accountants, one to watch the other one. Real talk. Because when we came out, when we signed with the Face Records, our song with Platinum, we didn't know this when we came out. We came out with Outkast, Good Mob, 6ix9ine Boys, all them. So we didn't have anybody to give us this information that we're giving you guys. We had to learn as we went along, but we learned by getting stuck. We on the road, we on tour for 30 days, wondering why we don't have any money in our pocket. You know what I'm saying? But we got a road manager, but he eating good. He driving good, so we trying to figure out what's going on. But see, we didn't know this, so this is why I'm glad to be here to help give you guys a little information that I learned along the way. So yes, manager, but be a part of whatever your manager is managing. Stay on top of your game. I don't care how well you know them. It can be your mama, it can be your cousin, whoever. You still need to stay on top of your game because all it takes is for one big check to come into that person's hand. And not saying they will, but like 9 times out of 10, they're gonna skim a little off the top. They're gonna tell you, oh, you only get paid $2,500, you actually get paid $7,000. Yeah.
That's a whole scale right now.
Yeah, seriously. And you may not find out till years later, like I did, and I had to, kick a door in. But I'm just saying that was just me.
A good manager is going to include you in on the conversation anyway. He's going to bring you in on every situation, guide you and lead you in the right direction with every situation. Hey, do you want to do this? They're offering this. I'm going to show you the paperwork. I'm going to put it right there in black and white so it's not about getting over. And that's where it's kind of bad that some people have done that already. But when you don't get over, and you do people right in this industry, I'm telling you, stuff come 100 times forward, man. Definitely.
And if you have a manager who's leery about you doing all of that, that's not the manager for you. Always look for transparency in everything that they do. They're not keeping nothing hidden from you. You can see just like they can see it.
Exactly. And the other thing, go ahead.
I heard my man back there say, percentage-wise, as far as managers, most of them take 20%. You manage that, okay? You manage that. It's like I said, it's your career, it's your music, and you don't want to, like Vega said, you got to make sure you get the right manager, and they're including you on everything that's going on. Because if you're giving them 20%, and they're not including you on what's going on, not telling you what's going on behind the scenes, and you're just in the dark.
40% off. You might end up getting 40% off. You don't even know.
Yeah, you just don't know. First things first, entertainment lawyer. Because I'm quite sure none of you guys know contracts the way a lawyer does, right? Hey, nothing wrong with that. There are clauses that can be put in the contract that can take your royalties, that can take your copyrights, that can take certain things from you. And if you don't understand certain clauses, you don't have an out clause or whatever, let a lawyer look over it. And they'll let you know, they'll highlight the points. A real contract is not 2 or 3 pieces of paper. A real contract is thick, okay?
Pages long.
Yes.
30 plus pages long.
They used to tell us back in the day, when I was with Sony, they was like, well, the contract is more than 2 pages, it's full of bullshit. Like, well, shoot, what kind of contract you dealing with? I'm trying to deal with a $1 million contract. That sounds like a $50 contract you trying to have. And the last thing, another thing I want to touch on is definitely marketing. I mean, as artists, you gotta have that marketing. I know we was talking about streaming and stuff like that. The pennies, the less than a penny on every stream and everything. I've actually spoken and tried to come up with different ways of changing it, taking it back to the old. You know, back in the day, shoot, an album sold for $15, the artist getting $5. You sell 1 million copies, you got $5 million in your pocket. You follow what I'm saying? So it's all about tangible. You can change it up a little bit. You can change it up a little bit. You know, I know y'all heard of QR codes and stuff like that, right? Attach your QR code to something tangible, like a T-shirt or something like that, where they scan that QR code, they getting the shirt, you getting the album, and you getting a free code on the side where they get something for free. That's like an album. That's selling something tangible, something physical. You know what I'm saying? So
Exclusive.
They have my shirt on.
for real?
Yeah, I got
See?
the QR code in the back of it.
That's one way you can eliminate making those pennies. You know what I'm
Make sure
saying?
they can see what you're talking about.
Definitely.
It's like, all right, take it off.
Okay. Indeed. Yep. So somebody walking behind you like, hey, what's that? Oh, who's this? Oh shoot, I get something free. What? So you go ahead and you make that. You can take one shirt and put 2 QR codes on it. One, when they buy the shirt, they automatically scan the QR code, it downloads the album. They bought your album already. The other one, the QR code be on the shirt, something free. They scan it, or they get a free autograph picture. They get a free exclusive video that you haven't released yet. People like stuff like that. We need to take it back to that though.
Me as an artist, I want to give all y'all some game. Like, they got this thing called dot card now. Like, everybody, if you're an artist, you should have one. Because that's your personal business card. They give everybody, they can scan your Q code.
It's just like they even got it right now where they have like a jewel case, like a CD case, kind of like a jewel case for your US for your what is it? Okay, for your jump drive. You can design create graphics for a jewel case and sell your jump drives like a CD. You know, let's take it back to the old days. What I said, you know.
There's a lot when it comes to selling the music, though. I know that.
So working your way from the ground up, where do you start? All right, say you already been in the studio, you got your music recorded, you know, you got your pictures done, your little flyers, you're circulating things on social media. That's great. Social media alone is not gonna blow you up. Okay, you got to get out there, like Vega said. You got to market yourself. You got to brand yourself. You know, you got to take pride in your brand because you are your brand, and you're not gonna let anybody come in and step on your brand. Okay, so your look, you got to make sure your look is marketable. You know, you just can't go out there looking like the next man. Be unique. Your sound, your style, be unique with it. You know, don't just say, "Oh, my music is the bomb" because you and your crew like it. You got to test the waters. You know what I'm saying? Because it may be the bomb to you, and everybody else may be like, "Yo, that's trash." You feel me? But believe in yourself, regardless of the management, your team. You got to believe in yourself, and don't worry about what people say about you negatively. You got to believe in your craft. Okay. All right. So now your music is ready to hit Spotify and all that. So when they were talking about pennies on a cent, streams, Spotify, 1 million streams. How much do you think you get off that?
25.
So you take 4% times that by 1 million. What do you get?
Be about $40.
40,000, right? Is that real money? No, not for what you put into it. You get 1,000. You get 1 million streams. You get a plaque.
You actually do. I think now, actually, all you gotta do is over 100,000.
Yeah. So you get a plaque. Okay, 100,000 times 4%. What is that?
$40.
It's 4, but it's add another 0. 400. Right?
No money.
Well, that's what 400,000. Am I right? That's 400. In other words, there's no money. There's no money, right? He just told you back in the days, 5 million, you getting that cash. Now you get nothing, and then you say you get 40,000 off a million streams. Who you got to split that with? Who's your digital distributor? You sign a contract with them. You got to pay them a certain percentage, right? If you're the label, whether it's a major or independent, you got to manage it. That percentage. You know what I'm saying? Then you got your producer.
Well, we publish it.
You know, if you don't have your own publisher, whoever the publisher is. So what kind of money you getting? That's why it's easy to get on stage, grab a mic, grab your pants, and I got this, and your song may be the bomb. But where's the admin part being done at? Because you got to do the paperwork first, you know. And then you putting in the work to get on stage, but make sure you're doing the admin part because you don't have an assistant administrator, right? The admin person is you. You can't just leave it up to your manager. Most labels, it's a label right here. Most labels, if they really got your back, they're gonna make sure you registered. They're gonna make sure you got all your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? And a true label is not gonna try to stick you. They're gonna get their percentage, of course, because they putting the money in, they putting the time and the work in. But they're gonna make sure that you got everything straight because you are the cash cow. You are the breadwinner. They work for you. Okay? Today, a lot of artists got it twisted. They think they work for the label. And most labels think that they own you. I'm gonna keep it real, because every time I do one of these, I gotta keep it real. Labels are pimps. I'm not talking about you. Let's talk about some majors. Am I real? Some majors. A lot of artists break their neck to sign with a major record label for what? Because if you're gonna sign with a major label, first thing first, they're gonna look at your publishing, they're gonna want 50%. They want half. Ain't no questions about that. Now, if you're doing the leg work, you blowing yourself up, you doing everything, you spending your money to market yourself, to brand yourself, you got your fan base up, you know what I'm saying? You have a better opportunity to go in with the label and negotiate a better deal and get more percentage of your music, okay? But you gotta know the game, and the only way you're gonna know the game is you gotta research, you gotta study, you gotta ask questions. Because if you sit back and just let somebody else take the lead, you might not get to where you're trying to get to.
And you're gonna end up looking like some of these stars look right now, dressing up in different things. They know damn well they would not be dressing if they didn't sign some type of deal that they didn't pay attention to back in the day.
It's cats right now, you see they look good on TV, but they go out there and get in the Chevy Chevette. They go out there and Uber home because they don't have any money. You know? It's real. You know? Yeah.
Capadonna used to drive cabs in Baltimore. Taxi cab, Baltimore.
That's just like last night. The show that we did last night, everybody should get a back end off. If you right. Because you should have registered to BMI with your ass cap.
If you register with BMI ASCAP and you do a show, there's something called BMI Live. I don't know what it is on ASCAP, but it's BMI Live. You go in there, put all the information in there.
That's where you put that in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll actually,
You're right.
you actually earn royalties off of that, and it doesn't.
He right, but no.
Some venues either have it.
Last night would it qualify for that? Last night it's not a registered venue.
Right.
So because it's not a registered venue, it don't.
It'll say it on the door though.
Yeah.
Tag BMI.
Think about it, like
certain venues
Real
that'll
quick,
say that.
even if because I actually used to do this for the artists, like be the one registering their stuff in BMI. Even if the venue is not registered, you're still supposed to register your performances, because what happens is BMI, whichever one you are, ASCAP, they will actually visit that venue and let them know they have to sign up for a BMI or ASCAP for their location. And so it does start a process. I used to general manage a venue as well, and they made us do that. They would come and see, and they do it based off of capacity and everything, which is why a lot of venues shy away from it, because it does become expensive for them. Like even to display it on the television, if you have 4 TVs and your capacity, they're gonna charge you based off of that. But you still register those performances. They will still send you BMI, you will still earn your check, and they will actually make that go start, have them register.
Because if I'm not wrong, when you go in there, it's a drop down box whenever you put the
You can add-
venue.
you can add a venue yourself.
Add it in there.
And see, that's the reason why I made sure it was covered on the Under the Radar Radio, because we are a digital trap BDS station. So it covers the venues that I do stuff at because of that. So they won't be pulling up, because they have actually did that here in Albany, where you, you know, one of the venues had haters, and they was going to certain venues to try to shut them down because they was mad because they wasn't getting that particular artist, or it was too many people at that venue. So they started complaining. Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Also, you just said something. Make sure you guys sign up. Make sure you guys sign up with digital radio tracking, DRT. So that way you can track radio stations as your song is being played. You can see how many spins you're actually getting. Okay. And if you BDS like you're supposed to, it's going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I got another question for y'all. As artists, do y'all chase the name or the opportunity? Honestly.
I say the opportunity.
And I'm not speaking for just myself. I'm speaking for like what I've observed from like my city and like a lot of artists that I've dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Like, which might not be 100% true, but from my observed observation, it's always the name instead of like getting the business together or doing it.
I'm sorry. The reason why, and this actually requires a demonstration. The reason why I asked that question is because like I watch social media a lot. You get a lot of this. Tell me who hot artists in your city, I'm finna go take a boosie. Tell me who hot artists in your city, I'm finna go sign. And let me show you how that works. You get up there, first they gonna jump in your inbox. I'm throwing this showcase, it's gonna cost you $500 to get in. Boom. You get up there, you rap your little horn out. You win. Hey, come on. I'm gonna go. Hey, look, we out here right now. We at Boosie Estates. We finna go see Boosie. What's the one thing you don't see? You see Boosie, but you don't see Boosie on the camera. We just see you outside the house. Cause see what happened when you go into the house. This what happened. Hey, yo, this is one woman showcase. Congratulations. We don't ever get that part. We always get the part where the motherfucker taking a picture outside the Boosie Estate. You might take a picture with Boosie. Okay, that's cool. You paid all that money, but you get somebody with a smaller name. They might offer you everything you need. Money up front, radio play, take you to another city for a bigger show. All this stuff. Less money. Smaller name, less money. More to offer you for your career. But because you chasing the name, you want to go meet Boosie. I paid $500. When you got somebody who might, hey, look, they might be from your city because they from your city. You don't want to rock with them because they from your city. So you gonna let somebody out of town scam you. So when I ask artists all the time, are you chasing the name or are you chasing the opportunity? Last night, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Kia, if you was in the building when she rocked, y'all seen what she did. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I told her to her face, you giving these showcases away. You a cheat code. Ain't no way I'm that talented, and I pay $50.
Okay.
I pay $40. Cause get what? If you telling me you gonna offer me $500, at first of all, as an artist, if I think on the shit, I'm gonna bet on me every time anyway. And you gonna goddamn have to throw everything in to beat me. But if I know I'm a cheat code, I'm gonna bet on me every time. Like I told her last night, if you would have competed instead of being a special guest,
She would have won.
she would have won.
Hands down.
Look, I'm gonna tell you straight up, being a special guest is cool. I'm a special guest in damn near everything I do. I'm not an artist full time though. I'm special guest because I'm CEO. I let my artists do their thing. If I'm special guest, my artist in the building. Because if I'm gonna be in the building, the opportunity gotta be for them. I don't go just to hang out. I don't go to clubs. That's not what I do. But what I'm trying to tell the artists now is stop chasing the name. Because somebody tell you they're gonna take you to Def Jam. Okay, big deal. You ain't even on Def Jam radar. What you think they gonna tell you? Get your numbers up. Get you a buzz. If you can't get 50 people to come see you at a show, what the hell you think Def Jam gonna do for you? Prime example, I'm gonna tell you right now. My COO, he manages put it like this, his artist engagement last month, fan engagement was 1.5 million natural. I can't speak on all the other moves they got, but I can speak on that. But what I'm getting at is this. A Def Jam artist is actually reaching out to them to rebrand him. What y'all don't understand about major labels now, they don't even put no money into you until you get a buzz now. You can be Def Jam, Empire, whoever the hell you want to be all day. They not gonna touch you until the people start realizing you got influence on the masses. So I always tell people like this, showcases are not a bad thing. My artist signed me, we just did showcases at A3C. Shit, we'll be on tour with QC. I ain't going to Kansas City next year? No, St. Louis.
St.
I don't know what, okay,
We're
we'll be in
going
St.
St.
Louis
Louis.
next year. I signed them up because of the opportunity. And then for me personally, like I told them, this is a measuring stick for me because we don't really do stuff in Atlanta. So I want to see what we fare with Atlanta artists and artists from all over, because A3C is one of them mixing pots. Breezy was a winner both nights. So you know what they told me on my measuring stick? We got to put a little more money into him. We got some. My female artist won the second night. But overall, Ruthless Killer won both nights, 2 different events, 2 different promotions. So it let me know we on the right track. So now when we go to these next cities, we're gonna show our ass again. You know what I'm saying? But it was the opportunity. If it wasn't work, it wasn't about no money, none of that. I want you on a bigger stage. You can chase the name all you want to, but if you ain't got a name for yourself, you're just gonna be in a room with people you can't talk to. Don't make sense. I don't go in no room if I ain't going to shake nobody's hand. If I'm just going in there to be a fly on the wall, it ain't meant for me to be there. I've been in a room with Chipper Jones, been in rooms with Pastor Troy. Hell, I was shocked when I realized my car was nicer than Pastor Troy's. He pulled up in a Cadillac, I'm riding in the Benz. Oh my God, okay, you know. But yeah, a little bit, you know. You know, but end of the day, I built mine from Albany High. Ruthless Killer Records was named in Albany High. I built my dream from the same street we used to play at CME. They uncle taught me how to rap. I'm gonna show you just how full circle this shit go. The man on the front row, uncle, taught me how to rap. The first song that I ever wrote to was Playing Raw, a Wu-Tang beat. And that was the first song I wrote to. And it's just crazy how things come full circle. I went from rapping, just like y'all. I sit on knowledge panels now. I'm an award-winning artist and executive. Not because my mama knew people in the game, not because somebody, hey, I'm gonna do this. All because I got out here, I learned. I failed along the way, passed the wrong people in the pot. I learned from experience, but you're gonna go through that. But at the end of the day, I put myself in position, and my sister in position, she can put other people in position. Everybody around me elevate. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. My artist Breezy met his favorite rapper. Just to be in rooms like that, to see them get them their flowers. Y'all don't understand, it ain't about money to me, it's love. Because a lot of people get knowledge from me that don't even pay me for it. But if you got a real issue and you trying, I'm gonna help you. So at the end of the day, man, like he said, if they really for you, they gonna help you. You gonna know the motherfucker try to rob you. When shit start not adding up, and you looking, you know, gonna be what it be. But chase the opportunity, not the name. Y'all got any questions for me?
Do you have any questions for any of us?
Yeah.
I have a question. So once people start getting like their money flowing and stuff, what tips do y'all have for people to be able to create generational wealth and have their money work for them? But like what specifically?
Okay, well, I like this. Well, one of the things I will say is financial literacy. If you don't know anything about it, there's plenty of resources where you can actually start educating on yourself about that, so that way you know how to financially plan and everything else. You want to look for an expert in